You guys got to thank the friends of the show for the support. We're talking about Barossa Transport. Barossa Transport offers comprehensive services for all your transportation and property needs, including vehicle transportation, heavy equipment hauling, property cleanup, and material delivery. Their dedicated team ensures reliability and efficient service, providing custom solutions tailored to your specific project requirements, whether that be an aggregate delivery, bulk water delivery, debris removal and disposal, hauling, dust maintenance and mitigation, heavy equipment transportation, property cleanup, you name it, they do it. Just call Barossa Transportation at 707-358-2859 for a free quote, or check them out on barossatransport.com.
This podcast is also sponsored by Thompson Construction. Let me tell you guys, Thompson Construction is an excavating and grading general engineering contractor based right here in Ukiah. They specialize in septic system installation and repairs, land and site development for residential, commercial, or agricultural, pond construction and lining, retaining wall construction, hillside grading, basically anything you can think of, these guys can do. They're also OQ certified for PG&E excavation and backfill, pool excavation, all that sort of stuff. So if you have some needs, these guys are the ones to call at Thompson Construction. They love what they do and they take utmost pride in their work and customer satisfaction with great attention to detail. No job too big or too small for these guys. Give them a call today for a free quote, 707-391-7679. That's Thompson Construction.
Good friends of the show are the boys down at Pure Blends Barbershop. By the way, they just got the three-peat, voted best barbershop in Lake and Mendocino counties, and there's a lot of them, but none as good as this one. 3 years in a row. So you can book an appointment at 707-472-6097, whether you need your hairs cut, your mustache, kind of, what do they call that, styled?
Yeah.
Yeah, or your beard trim. They do it all down at Pure Blends Barbershop. Let me tell you about our friends down at DC Customs. These guys are not only great at what they do, but they're also great people. We be chatting back and forth on Instagram. I see you guys. DCcustoms.net. No job, big or small, whether you want to Line-X your bed or pimp your ride. They do it all. Go down there, check it out. Even if you just need tires, they helped me get some new tires on my whip, and I'll tell you what, keeping me sure-footed in the rain. So DC Customs, you can check them out at DCcustoms.net or give them a call to get your project started at 707-463-2227.
Drew, have you heard of Mystic Bodywork yet?
I don't think so.
It's an awesome place that anybody can go for all sorts of health and wellness. They have massage there. They have red light therapy. They have facials and cupping. And the lady there, Bridget, is absolutely amazing and awesome. And it's such a cool vibe to go and get a massage there or to do some red light or whatever. And they also have opened up this new space called The Well, and they're offering health and yoga classes. They're offering crystal energy classes
to align my
readings.
chakras.
Yes, you need to get your chakras aligned, and I think this place is the place. They are super great. I can't say enough good things about them, but you should go check them out at mysticbodywork.com. You can go there and see their list of services. And also, if you want to call and just schedule an appointment today, you can do that at 707-380-4742. That's Mystic Bodywork here in Ukiah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, big shout out to the Thirsty Axe, Ukiah's axe throwing, pool playing, music seeing, DJ vibing venue in town.
Chop them down.
Absolutely awesome. They have a full bar. They have pool tables, everything you need to have yourself a good time.
Grilled cheeses.
Cheeses.
I like the classic personally.
I like the jalapeno popper.
You would.
They also have karaoke every Thursday night. They have trivia every Wednesday night. And on the weekends, they have all sorts of stuff going on. So go to thirstyaxe.com to see their list of upcoming events and get yourself to one of them because it's a good time there. My name is Carter Lane.
I'm Drew Nickel.
Welcome to the show. Whether you like it or not. Oh my God. I think you have a problem, bro.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Woo-wee.
Oh my goodness.
Welcome to another episode of Like It or Not, ladies and gentlemen. I am Carter Lane. With me, as always,
Is
my wonderful partner in crime.
Doesn't that make me like the sidekick?
Yeah, I pretty much
kick-
just made it.
Does it?
Yeah, dude. I'm
Oh,
like,
sorry.
Are you Beavis or Butthead?
dude, I'm Hank Hill, motherfucker.
Are they Chinese or Japanese?
Yeah, I can't tell what them little homies doing out there. Whenever the beginning starts to this, I get thirsty. So I'm like always hurrying up, trying to drink before it's time to talk.
It's like Pavlov's dog. Like whenever you hear our intro, your mouth starts salivating.
Exactly. I'm like, time to drink.
With us today are our lovely friends, Justin and Valerie Capri. They are wonderful community members, great parents, owners
it.
of the infamous Freedom Skate Shop, and now managing, co-owning the wonderful property that is now Gateway Mendocino.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for being here, you guys.
Thanks
Thank
for
you
having us.
Yeah, I'm stoked to see you guys. It's been a minute.
Val, you're one of the brave ones.
I am.
Yeah, you know, Carter says like people don't say no, but they kind of do. When we ask them to come on, they get nervous. They
You mean
clam up.
guests?
Guests, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I
People
love
say no all the time.
Oh, sorry.
love you
meant
guys.
guests. But female guests on this podcast can sometimes, they get nervous. Are you nervous?
Not at all. No.
All right. Well, thanks for coming on.
You guys are our homies, and
I know,
I
it's
love
not-
to talk. So, so invite me.
This is like a match made in
No
heaven.
way.
I'm like,
She said no like
I did
multiple
not.
times before.
Well, I
Right.
don't
As
want
soon
to
as
talk
the video
about.
comes out, then she's like, "Oh, I'll go on."
but
That's not true.
You were more comfortable on film, huh?
that was no
That's not
then.
true.
Not no now.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yes,
mean?
this is a yes day.
That was
It's
no
all about
then.
divine
She
timing,
jumped
sweetheart.
right on it. Yep.
That's what I'm saying.
It's all about divine timing.
Yeah, perfect. Well, we're glad you guys are here, and it's a perfect little rainy day for us to cuddle up and have a cool conversation.
Let's do it. Yeah. Did you guys watch the Grammys last night?
No.
No.
Good. I didn't either. Did you?
Yeah, I watched the Grammys last night.
Dude, I did see that Kanye put
I
his
saw Kanye's
his
girl.
chick in a
was crazy.
In a nude suit.
I was a nude suit. I thought she fell out of the shower and he just wrapped her in the curtain and drug her ass to the Grammys, dude. It was just like,
I'm like, she's beautiful, but I love leaving a little bit to the imagination.
well, you
Yeah,
couldn't-
would you ever wear that to the
No.
Grammys?
Oh my God, no.
Nobody
Would
I
you-
would.
Yeah.
I would hella wear that.
You would,
dude.
we know that, dude.
Hey.
You have worn that to the Grammys.
And just like Kanye, I didn't get invited back.
Was that one of your past lives?
Probably.
Kanye's woman at the Groundies?
Never that. Dude, I feel sorry for his woman, right? Can you imagine being like
dude.
married to that like grouch? He just seems like he's never having a good time.
He's just a guy, you know.
He's just
They're
a guy.
all just humans. They
Yeah,
just
having
are
a human
in this
experience.
role. This is just their thing.
Turns out he wasn't invited, I guess, huh? They threw his ass out, dude. Oh, no. Yeah, dude.
That chick's dressed in nothing.
no.
She's like, we weren't even fucking invited? What kind of party is this,
You
dude?
told me they wanted us here.
Yeah, it was terrible, dude. I mean, there was really cool things, really cool performances, of course, mixed with some really just like I'm getting old performances, I think, because I just don't understand it or get it at all. But Beyonce won a few awards for her country album.
That shit
That-
ain't country.
Thank you, Valerie. That shit ain't country. Okay, so she got zero nominations at the Country Music Awards.
Not one.
Zero nominations.
Yeah.
She didn't win because she didn't get nominated for anything. And then she won a Grammy for Best Country Song, Best Country Album, and she won like the best album of the whole thing.
Yeah,
Very
but-
disappointing. to
But
me.
that's just what makes people not care about the Grammys, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's kind of like who voted for that? How many Cowboys were like getting in their truck? You know what? I want to listen to Beyonce right now. Go ahead and fire that up.
Not one.
And let me iron my her. It's like,
Post Malone's hitting with the country guys though.
yeah, but he's far sight from Beyonce.
Badass.
And he's so, I feel like he's so authentic.
That's what I'm saying. I was just making the point. There's no comparison, but
Yeah.
as far as people crossing over into country, that's one that people are like, yeah.
But
Yeah.
there's also the guys that are like, doing the collabs with like Morgan Wallen. Morgan Wallen's so popular that it's going to be a hit.
So how many? I haven't listened to her album, but how many other country artists appeared on her breakthrough country
don't listen
Grammy-winning
to that
album?
bullshit.
You haven't heard it either?
No, hell no.
Well, I guess we can't say it's bad if none of us ever heard this
Yeah.
shit.
I can definitely say that it's
Have you
horrible.
I
listened?
mean, the one song that is popular is not.
It's not it, huh?
No.
She's a true country fan.
You are, huh?
Yes, through and through.
You and your brother, right?
Only thing
Country
that
as
gets
it
play in
gets.
her
Yeah,
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That's what I'm about.
that's good.
Yeah, I don't know. You can't please everybody, you know.
Okay, so
but-
my other gripe with the Grammys was that they did this whole really cool tribute to Quincy Jones, who passed away. They had Will Smith like host the tribute, which was garbage. Because last time he went up there and slapped somebody, right?
No, that was the Oscars.
Oh, well, whatever. Fuck Will Smith. But I'm just saying,
Tell us how you really feel.
the other part that was really bumming me out was they had Stevie Wonder there, and instead of playing the piano, he sat next to the piano player and played the harmonica. I'm like, what, dude? I don't think I like the harmonica.
I don't think I like Stevie Wonder.
No,
You want to impress me? Take the wheel, motherfucker.
Oh my gosh.
shit, dude. So yeah, I don't know. It was
Did
crap.
Stevie Wonder still have like a braid that's like sewn onto his skull just so he can say he still got braids?
Yeah, dude. You know who's going after that look pretty hardcore?
Snoop Dogg.
No.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I can't tell the difference
Yeah,
between
Snoop
Snoop
too.
Dogg and Stevie Wonder. Motherfuckers look the same.
Yeah, Michael Franti.
Oh,
Aggressively pursuing that look as well.
yeah, about that. Stay human, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Anyways,
I mean, dreads just pull your hair out. It's inevitable.
Is that what it is?
right. You ever had dreads, Justin?
No.
No. You had long hair, but not dreads.
Yeah. Longish hair.
so
My brother
long
had
and curly?
dreads.
How about you, dreads?
Every time the wind blows.
Yeah.
My hair's like a fairy fart. It's like the wind blows and I've got like 20 dreads. I'm all, okay, wait.
Add a little bit of moisture.
Brush. No,
Yeah.
it's just straight, but it's like so fine that it just fluffs and
My daughter gets dreads once every 3 days or so.
yeah.
It's terrible. Drew, I think you should have pulled them off, dude.
No, dude.
I was never into it, even in the 90s.
You could dread your stash.
I could do that. Then I would look like a pirate or something, right?
Don't
Just a little cutie
Don't put this in his head,
twist.
Val, please.
I could dread my underbeard. Have you seen those fools?
Yes.
That have the underbeard locks. They're just like
Yes.
You know what's the worst? We were walking at Reggae on the River this year, which was super fun, great turnout. Super happy to be back. But we're walking on the path on the river, and there's just a huge dread from some blonde man
how do you know it's a
or
man?
a woman.
or woman. Well,
What
I
do you
don't
mean, on the
know. I
ground?
just assume, and I
chilling
shouldn't
on
have.
the
Yes,
ground.
there's a huge blonde dread on the ground, and
just-
I'm like, oh my god, that poor person.
Did you pick it up and tie it in?
I should have, because my friend collects dreads.
Why?
What friend?
Just as a joke,
You should
like,
unfriend that
and then
person.
they have this collection of all these different people.
They like bring them out.
keychains.
Like lucky rabbit's feet, dude.
They're like crystals now. You collect them for energy.
Nah.
I feel like dreads are just gross.
I think they made a teething toy for their kid out of their dreads as a joke.
Yeah.
But that's really just kind of a Burning Man. Weird Burning Man. Don't give me a microphone. I already warned them.
Teasing
so.
toy.
Teething toy.
You just dip it in hot coffee and give it to the kid.
It's
So
an everlasting biscuit.
Yeah, just put a little orange juice on it.
hey,
dip
there's
it in egg
treats.
batter.
There's treats inside of there.
There's different levels, though. We got
I
to be
c-
fair. There's different levels of dreads.
I combed my girlfriend's
Sure.
dreads out, and
But
she's probably going to
smaller,
listen to this
cooler
podcast.
ones.
Level 10 is the one that fell out at Reggae on the
Level
river,
10.
landed on the beach.
Yeah.
Dude.
Or they just start adding together, and then you're like fatties. But some people have.
We found one at the Ukai Brewing Company bar one night too.
Why are we finding dreads? So is that like
I would definitely
It's
put.
galling, dude.
I'm
that
like,
good
it's a
luck?
sign. It's just a sign.
I would definitely put it in somebody's like Bloody Mary. You know what I mean?
dude?
That's
Oh
nasty.
my god, you guys stop.
Come on, dude. A little Dready Mary, dude. Ding! Send it out.
Dready Mary.
Oh Excuse me, waiter. Dread of my soup.
Oh, that's the lucky one.
Oh my gosh.
Shit, dude.
You guys
pretty
find
great.
any dreads out at Gateway yet?
No,
Not yet.
Not
huh?
yet.
Like in the pond, there's 4 on the roof.
Surely some in the
I'm
pond by
sure
now.
there are some in the bottom of the pond.
So how's that going for you guys?
Yeah, I think when we had you on, it was just last.
It was brand new.
It was brand new.
We hadn't even,
Now
we hadn't even done one thing.
one gig, right? We were maybe getting ready to do the show out there or something.
Yeah.
The Top Shelf show.
Yeah.
And now how long's it been? Has it been a year?
We did our first like soft, just friends and family opening in April.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Yeah, almost.
Not quite a year.
We did our practice summer. Now we're doing our practice winter.
Yeah, learn something for every season,
yeah,
huh?
and then got some good things booked for 2025 summer and spring. Doing some things ourselves. We don't. Our intention wasn't to throw events every month. It's just more of a marketing thing and getting people on the property and all of that.
Yeah, checking it out.
So we're really looking for these private events and people renting it out. Did a birthday party this weekend. Bunch of friends.
We're going to host Ukiah High School's prom,
We're hosting.
which is going to be really fun
That's
because
most
it's
excellent.
our daughter's senior year, and she's going to have the best time with her friends at our venue. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to that.
That's so much better than the cafeteria.
I thought the cafeteria was lit. I love the cafeteria.
Yeah, but that's because you were beer bong and margaritas in the parking lot.
Well-
You know what I mean?
That's the only
Yes,
reason
sorry,
it's lit, huh?
Mom.
Yeah. Don't worry, she's not watching.
Oh, hell yeah, she is.
Hi.
Hey, Ray.
Yeah.
But no, really, the only thing that I like about it being at the high school is that it's a high school event, right? And it costs a lot of money for these kids to have it elsewhere. So I just feel like there's, it's turned into a big money thing, and they have to fundraise all of their own funds. So it's
The senior class does.
the junior class has to fundraise because they throw it for the seniors. So it's
Really?
it's a big
Interesting.
thing. There's just so much money, and a lot of the
What kind of money are we talking here?
Well,
like one class a couple of years ago had some rollover COVID money, and they spent like $20,000 on prom.
All right.
So
What do they have?
my daughter was the class president last year, and it was, they scaled back. They, found ways to cut corners, but it just got smarter in planning and
Just got cheaper vodka.
No,
no, it was at the Red Barn.
it was
and
at the
they
Red
gave a
Barn. It
good
was
Yeah, yeah.
beautiful.
deal,
They gave
and,
a great deal.
you got DJs and food and decorations and
Yeah.
I don't know how. It gets
Oh, that's with renting a venue.
transportation.
Yeah, with
I was
renting a
going to
venue.
say, dude, why would they need $20,000 if they were going to have it in the cafeteria? But that's
No,
that's
they
moving
don't.
it.
That's what I loved about it being at the high school is that it didn't cost a lot of money. It was
Gotcha.
at the school property. They
Yeah,
had
yeah,
that
yeah.
for free. I mean, the cafeteria is the cafeteria. They have every dance there. They learn how to beautify it, whatever. I
Be
mean,
smelling like pizza
Stop
pockets.
promoting the cafeteria, man. We want to rent that.
well, it's going to happen at Gateway, and it will probably happen at Gateway for the next however long.
Forever.
Because
You're
the
always
kids are going to
welcome.
be so
Yes.
stoked.
Yeah.
Hey,
Well, it's cool out there, man. I
It
mean,
is cool out
it's next
there.
level, and not just like the thing about Gateway that is so impressive isn't just the grounds. It's the size.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can really pack some people in there. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? In fact, if you're throwing a party, you better have some people show up because if they don't, you know what I mean?
That's the thing. You
it
get
feels really empty.
Yeah, you're like there's
100
like,
people show up and it still feels pretty.
and it feels like no one's there, right?
Not no one. I mean, you get the right 100 people. It still
Yeah.
feels good inside in the nighttime when you have to be, no outside music. But when we do a little bonfire or whatever,
Got the
and you
vibe,
lose,
Daddy.
like, 20
I know.
people out there, and you start losing people to the outside. They're smoking, doing whatever. and
Yeah.
you kind of lose people.
Yeah.
So you really.
You're gonna have to start roping it off. You know what I mean?
I did do
Start
one
herding
night in
cats.
the winter.
Yeah,
I
Vibe
just-
Daddy wants to bring out the ropes, I'm sure.
Yeah, I didn't want to.
But like, put a bell and a glow stick on every hippie.
it's cold. It's good.
And you just hear them out in the pasture, like ding, ding, ding. You're like, hey, get over here now.
Straight up, that's a good idea.
You're welcome. You can have that, dog.
Yeah, I make little keychains.
When they check in, yeah,
It'd be like,
here's
this
your
is
bell.
your wristband. It's a little glow stick wristband with a bell on it.
They're all
That is
people
actually
are walking
genius.
around. Yeah.
I think I might do a glow stick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Glow stick wristbands.
That could be really
Thanks,
fun.
Drew.
Yeah,
Thanks,
I'm
Drew.
full of ideas. If you ever
I
need
love
a
that. I know
solid
that.
brainstorm
Let's
session,
hear some more, dude. What do you got?
let's keep it going. I'm just getting warmed up.
Dreadlocks and glow sticks.
Yeah,
Dreadlock glow stick wristband.
that's right.
I like it.
Oh, I love that. But Gateway's super fun. We have we're looking forward to having weddings there and like larger company events.
Yeah.
Right? I really want to target some of the local businesses and let them see the indoor space to be able to do whatever. It's employee appreciation or seasonal parties or workshops or whatever, because it can hold quite a few people. And
Sounds
it's
like
not
there's a
the Carl
variety.
Purdy Hall,
Yeah.
Right, or the conference center.
or the conference center.
It sounds like there's
Not
a
that there's
variety.
anything wrong with that.
Yeah.
You know?
Sounds like there's a variety of options
For sure.
from like, throwing a dance party with some DJs to having 100 Women Strong or,
Right.
Women in Business or the RCS event that you guys had out there. Like it's very
was great.
versatile, right?
That's really
Like,
what we want it to be, is versatile. So it's not like one thing. You know, we've kind of been throwing more like DJ parties and stuff because those are the guys that are really ready to go.
Come out and
want
use
to
the
stay
space.
busy and
Yeah, it takes less planning on their part to make it happen.
yeah,
as
and
opposed
just
to-
in general.
Yeah.
But we also have good groups that have like a collective of their 300 to 500 people, crew, and they'll rent it out, and everyone camps for the week. It's like a small intimate festival vibe, and so we have those going on. Those we really want to see more of that happening. The weddings with Little Miss Wedding Planner over here, that's really where we're gonna.
Vibe Daddy and the Wedding Planner.
Yeah, that's where we're headed.
Hey, I'll plan your wedding.
Yeah.
I'll help you birth your baby.
Yeah, that's
I'll
right.
sell you some life insurance.
Goddamn, dude.
I'm freaking busy over here.
Hustler.
You do. What don't you do? You just rolled those sleeves.
She's
mean,
the Jackass of all trades.
No,
Wow.
it's wild. But all the most important things in life, I feel really blessed to be able to help people with,
Yeah, and it's been a little bit since your guys' kind of transition, right? Like before, Justin, you were more in kind of corporate-y cannabis world, and you were more mama bear at home raising the kids and stuff. And then you guys have
doing
and weddings, that's right.
Yeah.
And you guys have kind of transitioned into this, running your own place and doing your own things. How has that been for you guys? You guys see each other a lot
do we
more?
answer
Or what?
honestly? Okay.
Yeah.
We see each other a lot. She'd probably say too much.
I would say there was a 6-month growing pain period of like,
She was being a pain.
well, dude, I am perimenopausal, okay?
teasing.
I am hot flashing and fucking changing who I am from probably minute to minute, and
Let
I
'em know.
apologize.
Oh,
There you go.
However,
that's nice.
I was teasing. We
We-
were both doing a lot and trying to make this place work. I
Yeah.
mean, that's tough.
but
It's
when you work
tough.
together 24/7, and then I'm like, I'm gonna go to Safeway and grab a few things, and he's all, I'll go with you, and I'm like, no. I'm like, I'm fine.
Get away
I'm gonna
from your ass.
I'm gonna walk up and down every aisle in the grocery store. And he's like, but babe, sometimes the parking lot can be sketchy, and I'm all, I fucking
Wish a
dare.
motherfucker would, huh?
I will.
Fucking make you move. I'm your
Yeah,
Huckleberry.
I swear I can handle it.
Yeah. My wife hates my tone. Like whenever we work together or do stuff, I'm like, she's like, Drew. I'm like, what? She's like, why did you say it like that? And then it's a whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
You guys get into all that kind of
Definitely.
stuff? Like,
Definitely.
why are you
I'm-
breathing out that left
He's
nostril?
all, if you were the lead singer of a band, your name would be Tony Tone. I'm like, okay, so whatever.
So it's just learning how to work together,
Totally.
like it would be in any other relationship.
So at
except for-
Freedom and Freedom Girls, we worked together. We were great. We were side by side, but we had little children, and we were kind of in our own lane, but working next door to each other. So that was a little bit of a different scenario. And then we had, I don't even know how many years, lots of years of not working together.
enough
Well,
time
not-
for her to like miss me, and I'm not bugging the shit out of
Yeah,
her.
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
I'm
that's how you
all
do
the
it, dog.
annoying things.
well,
Well, I mean,
I'm
you
annoying
didn't.
too.
You were also like gone a lot with your job, right? So you guys didn't see each other quite frequently for a while,
For
right?
a while there,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I remember that being a little bit hard for
Definitely.
you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So is it better spending all of your time together or not getting enough time together? Does
I think-
absence make the heart grow fonder?
Yes, definitely in some ways. But it also is, there's like a delicate balance,
Yeah.
right? We
Yeah.
need to figure out like where each other's strengths and all of it lie. Like I prefer to work a certain way. Like I realized I'm super type A and he's a little more loose. And I'm like, I would rather keep my like paper trail looking a certain way and he would like to have
I
this
threw it
little
on your
scatter.
desk. Take care of it.
Check the drawer. I don't know.
So
Yeah.
if I just do my work and he does his work, and then we can come together and
Be honest though, like I've been thinking about you guys a lot. I sent him like a Christmas text just because we haven't been hanging out as much. But it, like from where I'm at with the parties and just knowing like the building phase of things, it's a lot of work, man. You guys got to be exhausted because it's just like you work so hard and the outcome is just like not promised,
Meh.
right? Yeah, exactly. I mean, we've done it for years with the band. Sometimes you hit it out of the park and sometimes not, but either way, it's kind of like the same
Same
effort
amount of
and
work.
energy that goes into it, you know?
definitely.
And it's sometimes like, and I just know from putting on events in this community, you know, we have an amazing community, but sometimes you don't feel like you're getting the energy that it takes to put on something back, you know? And dude, it's just like at some point, right? You're just kind of like, okay, you know,
For sure,
Feel
which is-
some of that.
Which is why we definitely have wanted to kind of lean a little bit more toward the renting it out for people to do their own events versus us throwing events.
Yeah, well, it's a lot of pressure to be like, okay, if the party's not cool, is it your fault? You know what I mean? Or is it the DJ's fault? Or like whatever,
And the
you know?
party's always cool. So the people that always show up.
Right.
No, it's real.
You heard it
It's
here,
for real.
folks.
No, it's for real. And even when we've had it to where like, you know, we had 100 people, you know, the right amount of people is sometimes a better vibe than when you have 200 people there. And we've been getting, you know, almost like 80% of people are from out of town. We haven't really got the buy-in from the Ukiah community yet, you know, for all different types of reasons. Not anybody like, I don't want to go out there. It's just like,
No, and
kids
yeah,
or got the things or got the stuff or somebody got sick or a million reasons why. And so we're stoked to just know that we've been getting people from the Bay and from Sebastopol and Sonoma and people following DJs or bands or whatever. And then the word is just getting out and it's very organic. And then when people can camp, it's a whole different thing because
Yeah.
they can come and they're like, they know they can like, oh, we can just camp. And then they wake up in the morning, you got the pond and it's usually a little morning vibe. Everyone's kind of hanging out. And then we start getting the calls and the DMs and people interested in doing those things at mini festivals, or like our friends did this weekend, 40th birthday party.
Yeah.
Everybody
And their
stayed.
daughter's 21st.
And their daughter's 21st.
Nice.
They did this, so,
Yeah, conjoined birthday. It was so cute.
yeah, it was really fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, we just keep pushing along because, you know, like she said, this is hard enough as it is, and so we don't need to be on each other's ass, and we have those conversations, and we work on our strengths together, and with our partner Freeman, you've met, I think you guys have both maybe met Freeman before.
I think I met him
but-
out there.
Yeah, he's just really, really good in every way, just, you know, artistically, and he runs all like heavy equipment. He's kind of a jack of all trades, got really good ideas, and so it's us three out there working together, and you know, we don't have any social media support or anything like that. We never have really time to do that. Every time it's like, got to get content, got to do this, got to do that. It's just like becomes too much. And, you know,
Yeah.
as you all know, we're bootstrapping it. So if we could just hire a really good team and did all that, it might be a different story.
And that'll come.
Yeah, that'll
Yeah.
come.
You know,
Yeah.
every startup takes some time.
brick by brick, you know,
Yeah.
for sure. I think that it's great that people from out of town are coming, because I mean, for the size and strength of that venue, it seems like a kind of would need to eventually be that way. And why not? Putting on attractions to attract people to this area, because it's such a cool space.
Totally. And I I chalk up the low attendance to just being winter. Winter is hard, you know. After holiday is hard. Before holiday is hard, financially, but also weather-wise. Like, people don't want to drive in the rain to come, no matter how good the show's going to be.
Yeah.
So, you know, summertime is really just so epic up in Mendo, and the weather's so perfect, and weddings are amazing, and I'm just so like excited and looking forward to that.
Yeah.
This new summer, we just curated a little space for ceremonies out there. We just seeded it, so all the grass is going to be really beautiful.
Lucky the Mendo summer too is like May to October.
Totally.
You know,
Yeah.
so we stretch that sucker out around here.
Yeah, it's a long season.
How's the community of Hopland taken to you guys?
Very supportive for the most part. Yeah.
Cool.
I haven't actually had like a personal run-in with the powers that be that may have any kind of anything to say. But the local, like the businesses that the establishments that we visit are all super stoked and hang flyers for us and promote it. And,
Cool.
you know, yeah, that feels
They love
good.
it when people wake up the next day or when they get to town early and they're supporting the.
Of course,
They know
that's
the
what I was going to
Thatcher
say. They
and
got to
the
have
Golden
some business
Pig
from you
and,
guys.
Yeah, the tap room before they closed down, and
Which is so
and we
sad.
haven't had like a ton of low attendance. It's all the parties have been really good.
Talking to your microphone.
All the parties have been fantastic.
See, here I go. I'm doing what I do at work here.
Someone had to do it.
Sorry,
Val.
babe.
Sorry.
But yeah, so our last event, was pretty fire. It was good.
Was that
You
the one with
missed it.
the
All
naked
women.
girl DJs?
Yeah. Well, they weren't naked, but yes,
Oh yeah, yeah, cool.
they were
Yeah.
amazing.
That was the promo,
Come to the next
right?
one, guys.
yeah.
No, but it was
Damn it.
all female lineup, and it was
they were-
really, really good, and
Nice.
everyone had a fantastic time, and
That's fun.
yeah.
Well, I thought that having Sean's remembrance celebration of life out there was absolutely perfect and beautiful.
Yeah.
I thought it was just so great.
It sure
And
was.
it was cool to be able to fit that many people there, and the space, I don't know, it just felt really, really nice to be there
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah, it
I'm-
felt
I'm-
good to do it.
Yeah, and like it's a rare venue. That's what I'm trying to say, you know, like that it's so unique, yeah, and just the vibes out there just feel organically good. You know, every time we go out there for anything, especially the Top Shelf CD release party.
Yeah, it was amazing. Yeah. And how cool, like the photos from that event, from your guys' record release, having everybody like around the pond, and it is such a unique, there isn't anything else like it.
Yeah,
And it's so close to the highway, and people can just pull right off, and it's so close to the city, and
Yeah.
you know, so we have a lot of plans. A lot of people come to us with all of these ideas about what we should do and how we
Yeah.
should
Of
do
course.
it, and you know, and I
That's
appreciate
amazing.
everybody's. Yes, I do appreciate everybody's.
so if
stuff
you have any
because
ideas, drop them in the comments.
we may
We'll send them to you guys.
we may have missed something. Obviously, we are just human and have never done this before. So yeah, I appreciate everybody's kind suggestions.
Well, it's cool
However-
that people are very excited about it,
Totally.
right? Like that's the cool part. I think would be for me was just to like hear how many people like are excited, and like just the fact that space brings up ideas for people. You know, is kind of a cool aspect of it too.
Yeah.
I think that's the main thing, is that all the locals are just like, thank you. And we're
Yeah.
just so excited that there's some breath of life there and new ideas. And, you know, you can tell, like, just when you drive through the gate, like you don't feel like you're right off 101 in Mendo.
And I think that's a good point. You know, it's like, yeah, everyone's got an idea of what you can do and how you should run your business and this and that and what they'd like to be, you know, doing. But it does seem to me that Ukiah's at, and not just Ukiah, because this isn't Ukiah, but Mendo in general, it's like at this crossroads. Like the cannabis industry is, hanging on by a thread, and that's putting it mildly compared to what used to be going on here. And so, we're looking at downtown, and it's like, okay, all these buildings are boarded up and busted out. And so it is kind of like, all right, are we going to make it? Like, what's next? Is the community going to find the next foothold and run with it and create something there? Which, in my opinion, is got to be some form of tourism. I don't know what else we would have in the bag, because you can't farm in California with the way things are. It's just tough. And if we're not farming and we're not cutting trees and we're not, what are we doing? And so you guys have this thing coming on where it's like, yeah, there's people coming from out of the area, and there's people happy that there's excitement. And I think that has to continue. Like, other people besides you, but including you, pick up this ball and figure out, like, what are we going to create here? We do have an opportunity. There is a bit of a blank slate. I'm not trying to say it's like falling apart, but it is a very much, to me, like, what's next? Because something's got to be next.
Yeah.
And it's got to be next pretty soon, and it needs to be supported. That doesn't mean that everybody's got to show up every week, but they just got to allow it to happen, and it'll be interesting to see what that is and how to build that sense of community,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think about it, but it's interesting because I do think like Gateway could be the next vision and version of what are we going to do?
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? For real. Like, what are we going to do? Because we got to do something.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we were just out at the lake walking, and I feel like, I obviously the Corps of Engineer, I think, is running the lake.
Yeah. Army Corps of Engineers.
So they're working piece by piece, also a very skeletal crew. But they're trying to fix up all of that area. If we had like lake life that could draw people, that could continue the event, like if they come to Gateway for something and then they extend their stay and they go out to the lake and they get to enjoy a weekend on the lake, that's, so nice. We were just reminiscing about how beautiful it was out there when we were kids. And
Yeah.
The
it
most
was
visited
just,
lake in California.
it was
Really?
Yeah. Like
Remember, there's all those docks, and you
Yeah.
can get gas and
Yeah.
get
The gas
ice
was there,
creams and all
yes.
that
You
stuff.
had to like jockey
Yeah.
for position just to get a spot. You had to like wait out front and
So I'm not sure if it's a funding thing that is slowing that project down, but it would be so lovely to have all of the campsites up and running again, and no space for riffraff when the place is occupied, right? So that would be just so dope. And then it would give something some because now La Trianon's private, right?
is,
You
yeah.
can't even use it for day use.
You got to join the club.
Yeah, and you have to pay a lot of money. I mean, you could rent a cabin apparently for a weekend or something, but it costs a lot of money. And then it's like, we just want to go for day use stuff,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But and Pine Acres is great, but it's like at the
That's like the old Blue Lakes Lodge at the other end.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
No, I agree. I mean, it's got to be something, and I think if we could get a few footholds to build it like you guys are doing, I think we need a couple really strong restaurants that would really help start, and then maybe a decent hotel somewhere that people could stay in. I think if we could get those things together somehow.
Well, the Palace. Let's
Yeah.
get the Palace back.
The Palace.
Please.
Let's do it. I'm all for
I mean,
it.
the Palace, it would be so lovely. I'm really hoping for that. I'm so drawn to like
Are you hoping that
that it gets
it
retrofitted
gets
and fixed up.
retrofitted, not
Yes.
taken down and
I
rebuilt?
am.
You want to save it?
I do.
Okay.
I think that it's a piece of Ukiah history.
You
I know
don't.
that we go back and forth on this, but I don't know if it would cost more money to retrofit it than it would to just demolish it and rebuild something that would be modern. And it's, I guess, not being deemed a historical
yeah, it is.
piece. I
Building
think that they're
anymore?
trying
It
to.
is.
Oh, they are. I
It
thought
is.
that they
It's
were
on the
trying.
National Historical Monument. I
So-
think they're trying, but
So anyhow, I feel like preserving all of like Ukiah's history is really important.
I don't disagree with you, but I think not to our own demise.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean?
How is that your demise?
Because like at what point are we just trying to like save something that's too far gone? Like, you know what I mean? If you leave something out in the weather for too long, sometimes it's just got to go to the dump.
Yeah.
And I'm not necessarily saying that that's the palace, but if it's like, I don't care if it's the old palace or the new palace, as long as it's the palace. You know what I mean? As long as there's something there in the heart of downtown that is kicking, I don't care, right? But like you said, can we bring it back for a reasonable price? If not, do we really care if there's a brand new kick-ass, state-of-the-art, 3-story rockin' building right in downtown Ukiah? Would that be the worst thing to ever happen?
Definitely not.
Nah, dog.
Anything
No.
is better than a 35-year-old dilapidated building.
For
Right.
sure.
That thing's like a giant rain
I'm
collector.
just super
Sentimental.
drawn and
We all want
connected
that.
to like the old school charm of like the way that Ukiah used to look. Like, don't follow DJ Ken Steely on Facebook unless you
I love
just,
that stuff.
I love that stuff.
I love that
am
stuff.
like, I want to go. I look for his things all the time, but it also reminds me of what Ukiah used to look like, and I get kind of sad that things are so different and so complicated. You know, it was just so much of a simpler time
For sure.
in certain aspects.
I think the whole world is like that.
Yeah, for sure.
But that's the one thing that's constant is change.
I know.
And,
I know.
And my point with the palace is just simply, yes, but let's nostalgia prevent progress. And that
Yeah.
seems to be what's happened so far.
Yeah, I
You know
get
what I mean?
that. Mm-hmm.
Because I do you think that Ukiah very well could make a strong comeback, but I think we need to really be focused on leadership, you know, and I think that people need to be a little bit more open to business. It's been very no growth, low growth. I moved here because I wanted to get out of the city, and now you guys want to make it the city, and it's like, bro, look around. It ain't nothing like the city here, except for the homeless. You know what I mean? Which you might have brought here.
Facts.
I don't know. They weren't here when I was growing up. You know what I mean?
Just finally, like a certain stretch of our downtown, the State Street looks decent. Because
Exactly.
Look at the lamps and the trees and the new blacktop and
Yeah.
I hear so
curbs
much
that you
backlash
just
about
run
that.
into.
Of course.
About the backlash.
The curbs that you run into.
Oh,
I
dude.
hear
Oh,
yeah,
about
they're
it
the
all
worst.
the time.
That's the worst.
Yeah, for
but
Or was it genius?
Nobody
to take
thinks that they're cool.
the extra lane and just put a giant hole in the center that everyone's going to drive in. Like, when did we start doing tiger pits in the center of Gobi,
definitely
State Street?
poor design for sure.
I like it. I
you
like
do?
it. I think it's pretty, and I think that it makes it. I know. So whatever. I'm like
See what
one
I
in a
gotta
million.
You like the tiger pit.
I don't slow your roll. If you drive into that fire pit, you fucking deserve to
You're an asshole.
bust your car. Slow down. Look at it.
You're gonna get canceled for
I'm
sure.
sorry. Don't cancel me. I'll hug you, and we'll be friends again.
We canceled being canceled. Okay.
Yeah, dude. There ain't no canceling
I'm
going on in
sorry.
this show.
I just think that it looks nice.
Yeah, but when
and
you curb dog your rim so hard on
don't
that.
cut your corners so tight.
But here's the thing. At least somebody
I've only
did-
curb dogged a couple of rims.
a couple.
Yeah, but whatever.
as in this many.
Yeah, I stopped counting.
Everyone
I've
who
never
hit
popped
that
a
thing is like,
tire.
But here's the
Yeah.
thing, like, who cares? Somebody did something and it looks better. Like, yeah, we could all say we would have did it
Yeah.
better, but bitch, you didn't do it. So
Right. Yeah.
if you wanted it done right, you should have did it. You didn't, so this is what we got.
Right.
But at least it's new.
our downtown looks way
They've
At
been
least it's
working on that
fresh.
since we had freedom. That has been in negotiations for I can't tell you how long. Back in the day, if you look at if you follow Ken's thing on Facebook, they used to have parking on State Street that you would like pull nose into the curb. That's how it used to be all the way down. I like that.
They
That's what I
almost did
voted
that.
for. Yeah, they almost did that.
Would have been great.
It would have been great. It would have fit so many more cars. All the teenagers that don't know how to parallel park would have had a way easier time. And that would have slowed it all down.
Getting canceled.
Hey,
Never.
Just kidding.
No,
Never.
Teenagers don't know.
Speak your
they
mind,
don't.
pal.
Nobody knows how to parallel
They've been
park.
parallel parking for 2 months, okay?
Yeah.
They don't know shit.
That's fair.
You know what I mean, dude?
They don't got no self-driving cars, dude.
Yeah, dude. Exactly.
Yeah.
So my question is, why has it taken so long? Like you're just saying, these
don't
plans
know.
have been around forever, and it's
Yeah.
just now finally done. That's part of the other problem with Ukiah, is that it takes forever to get anything moved from one step to the next.
Well, I think everybody has to agree. And I think that coming up with everybody agreeing, whether it's how much the contractors are going to charge to who's sitting in office that wants it to be done a different way. There's so many variables to having the project get the green light that's just takes fucking 20 years sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, that's the problem. And we don't have that time. And why it takes so long is because when they have the hearing of, hey, we're going to do this project, what do you think? All the people who moved here, retired here, and don't want that shit to happen have plenty of time to go down to the county and the city and be like, no, we don't want it. And that becomes this echo chamber of this loud voice where the people that make the decisions become gun shy to do it because they're hearing such hardcore opposing voices in their chamber, even though the general public is like, yeah, we want it, but I'm taking my kids to soccer and got to get my nails done and whatever. We got other things going on. Mm-hmm. And that's really what it comes down to.
Yeah.
It's like if we show up and make our voices heard, it can start getting done. And I think there's a new generation kind of riding into that time, right? It's like, the baby boomers have been controlling everything for the last 20 years. And, they're starting to get into their 70s, right? And beyond. And, now people in their 50s and, 40s, they're getting in there. And, we grew up in the late 70s, 80s, 90s even. And I think we'll see that change if we can kind of support getting the right people in there that can push things along.
For sure.
And I think that's just really what people got to focus on is like strong leadership of people. And I think that just goes right over everybody's head sometimes in this town, in this county. Like they just don't get it. And then you have people there that are kind of like,
I think there's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scene that we're just not aware of too as a community. That's just like funding issues and like you're talking about pressures from other areas that people are trying to, deal with. And I mean, you got sewer
all the
lines
legal
and
red
all the
tape
infrastructure
and all that too.
stuff before they're like, dude, we got to fix this before we can worry about how downtown looks, these types of things. And I think like having Sage San Giacomo and like these, people in high power positions that they really want it. Knowing from working with them in the past with the skate park, like nobody wanted the skate park to take that long. Everyone was really trying to push for it, but there's just a lot of pushback, a lot of funding issues, a lot of other things they got to do, and kind of like getting back to that. Mm-hmm. So, it's easy to sit back here and go, we should do this and we should do that, and all these kind of like the people that come to Gateway and tell us all the things we should be doing. That cost a lot of money, and all the things that you kind of go, yeah, actually we should be doing that, but you can't really just make it happen.
It's like guys coming to us when we were on tour and being like, hey, you guys should play on Jimmy Kimmel. You guys should really do that. We're like, yes,
That'll
we should.
blow you up.
Yeah. Yes, we should.
I wonder why I didn't think of that. Good thing you did after 26 beers in the front row. Fucking genius. Goddamn, look at you. Yeah. Maybe you should play drums. Yeah. Are you busy right now?
Yeah. Kind of. We look at Gateway
Coach.
too as like a, it's kind of like buying a house. When you first buy a new house, you don't just run out and do everything right away that that you thought about before you closed escrow. You kind of like live in it for a while. I mean, we've changed our model since I talked to you guys last, and there was a lot of maybe Airbnb and camping and this and that, and it's like, oh shit, and then we got to be out here every day, and how do we kick these guys out when we got an event coming up?
Yeah,
get some squatter, whatever. All the things come up.
And I'm changing beds at 120 degree weather. I'm like, this is like not sustainable.
Maid service. Yeah,
you're all
that's
kids.
A whole different thing.
Seriously.
Yeah. So
they're like, how much you gonna pay me? I'm all your dinner.
Yeah. Right?
You're not paying you anything.
Yeah, you're
gonna eat, child.
2 hots in a cot, you son of a bitch. Brought you in this world, I'll take you out.
I know. I was like, daughters, I have a list of chores for when you get home from school, and they're like, oh, do we get allowance for these? I'm like, no, you get whatever you want.
Yeah.
and your food and your clothes and those stupid shoes you're wearing and that dumb music
And
you
your
listen
favorite
to,
concert.
And the power's
Yeah,
on.
yeah,
I
yeah.
got you an electric bill for Christmas. You know?
yes, you get all that. How about? They're like, okay.
I like calling them responsibilities around the house, not really a chore.
Oh, yes,
because
good
you know
idea.
what? We all have responsibilities, and we're all, molding our young breed, as Mary Poppins said, to be young adults
Yeah.
in the society. And we all have responsibilities. And if you can't share in the responsibilities at the house, then there's the door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way,
the
you're
reframe.
responsible to clean them dishes over there.
Yeah,
right?
you are responsible for the dishes and my kids our kids are so good. They have
Yeah.
been so incredibly good.
Yeah, I have to say that I want to shout out Taj because I saw Taj at the Christmas effort. And not only does he look exactly like you and have all your mannerisms and the way that you speak, he's like a clone of you, totally. But he's like a super cool gentleman, like so cool. And I can see that like radiating off of him every time I see him. And he has the whole presence that you have and the like looking everybody in the eye and giving them like a moment of his attention, no matter where he's at or how busy he is, or like, I really admire that dude and how he's turned out. And you guys did a great job. And Taj, you're the man.
Thanks,
by the
Thank
way.
you.
Yeah.
Proud of you,
He's
T.
dope. Yeah.
Super
Yeah.
good kid.
Yeah.
He is a super good kid. He's hella needy.
Damn, Taj, I didn't say that,
Bro,
bro.
you have to break you down, bro.
Yeah.
He comes
Whoa,
over and he's
dude.
like, I'll take a back massage. Nico, hook me up with a back massage.
Nice.
He's like, I just, I got this ache in my foot, and I did that to you. I took him to Chia did a infant massage when Taj was a baby, and I took him in for infant massage because the little hippie mama that I was thought it was like epic to just try something different. Yeah. So we're doing all this
That'll be
massage.
$80.
No, he literally is my tactile child. He loves to have a back rub.
Nice.
And I'm like, okay.
He's like paying his little brother to walk on his
Yeah.
back on.
Yeah.
That's good. That's what little brothers
he's
are good
like,
for.
come on, Nico. Nico's like, dude, I just got home from wrestling. I'm tired.
Yeah.
I don't
We're
wanna
always
do it.
like done training, like ready to just kick back on the couch, and he'll come pulling up on his little motorcycle and just up there. We're like, oh,
Park on the
shit.
grass.
Like, revving, parking on the grass, revving. the
Pops
motorcycle.
wheelies down our driveway.
Dogs are barking. We're watching the movie, and the dogs are going crazy. And then he just comes in like a wrecking, like a wrecking ball.
Nico, rub my back.
And he's like,
Mom, what's
"Come
for
on,
dinner?"
dude." We're just like, oh, don't mind us. We were just watching a movie. And he just starts grabbing me and wrestling.
Never
me on the
stop
couch.
doing
Oh my
that, Taj.
gosh.
We love you.
Yeah, we love him
So wrestling, you're a coach, the coach?
I am the Pomalita head coach for the junior high. Yeah.
Nice. How's that?
And then it's awesome. I love.
Did they
I
check
love
your
the kids.
application real thorough?
They
Background
did.
Like,
check.
did they know what they was getting themselves? did,
did.
did they flip it over?
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
kidding.
Ukiah Unified. I walked into the office and actually knew some of the ladies at the office, and we pushed it through. And I went and did all the little certification. They ask you all the wrestling questions and the coaches stuff, and you got to go in and do your thing,
Cool.
and make sure fingerprints. Make sure.
Is there like a panel of like fat men in little teeny sweat shorts with whistles in their, with tequila in their coffee? They're like, all right, Mr. Capri, have a seat.
No, they know I've been around the scene for
That
a
was
long
definitely in
time,
the
so-
80s and early 90s for sure.
Drew hasn't stepped foot in a school since.
Hell no, dude. They won't have me back. I feel like Kanye at the Grammys. So.
I bet they still got your seat with your name on it right in there, dude.
Oh, probably.
No, super welcoming, and they have their own room up there, which is different than when we coached out at Eagle Peak. You kind of have to set the mats up every day and roll them back up, and kind of use the gym in a different way.
That's right.
But that was great back then too, when Taj and Nico were wrestling. So I just went in and got these kids whipped into shape, and the Ukiah Wrestling Club. It used to be Pomalita and Eagle Peak, and then it was like almost this rivalry that wasn't healthy. Like rivalries are great, but there was almost this thing between some of the coaching and stuff that was going on, you know, historically. And it was always like, man, this is a feeder programs that go up to the high school to build this amazing team that Thomas Fergoza has built in the last 10 years.
Shout out for the coach of the year.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah,
Thomas.
yeah,
All right.
and Adam Aikman and Stanley and Jerry Scarborough, they're all like really doing a lot for these kids, and we always have a good team, right? So we're feeding these kids up. So we do like Mondays and Wednesdays at our own schools, and then we take all the kids from both schools and do the club, junior high club at
Nice.
the high school 2 days a week, and then Fridays as well, pretty much.
Nice.
Like
That's awesome.
before we have a tournament, we'll do Friday practices, and it's girls and boys in there, and we'll have like 100 kids,
Awesome.
like 40 girls and 60 boys. And now as the season goes on, you know, some of them they move
Injury, sickness,
on. Quitting.
Quitting.
You know,
Yeah.
there's lots of like you start picking it up, and you kind of
They have
see
to
who's
cut
there.
weight.
Not in junior high. We don't.
You don't have to
really-
do that
We
in
don't
junior high.
allow
That's
that.
Yeah.
If the kids, you know, and they've been wrestling their whole life, and their parents and all of that are into it, then and they go into, you know, TOC qualifiers and like tournaments where there's big competition.
What's TOC?
The Tournament of Champions. It's like at the end of the year they'll do a big. You go and you qualify, and then it's all qualifying kids. So when you go to the TOCs, it's all like
you have to place
pretty tough.
first or second. I think it's
depends
top
on
3.
the tournament. Sometimes it's
Depends
two,
on your
sometimes
bracket
it's 3.
size.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes even more if your bracket's big. But anyways, it's up to the parents in there. There's a little weight cutting stuff that goes on. But usually at that age, it's like, come on.
Wrestle your weight.
Yeah,
Be
there's no
healthy.
Yeah,
be strong.
That's true.
A couple pounds to go, you know, if it's like 2 pounds, we're so full of water. People don't realize like you can cut 5 pounds of water like nothing if you have no fat on your
Oh,
body.
I'll start that tonight then.
Just
That's what
meaning-
Drew did
no,
with
you're-
his carnivore diet
Your
recently.
water loading and getting rid of it the second you drink it water again, you know, and you know, it's like for the high school, so it's like a 24-hour window that you just kind of cut the water and the food, get the weight off, eat a little bit of food.
And so is it co-ed, or do girls wrestle girls and boys wrestle boys, or is it weight class? How's
It's
that
weight
work?
class, but the girls programs are so huge now. Like
I bet that's
like
cool.
Palmelita's like the first junior high club that has its own like funded program because there were so many girls that went out. I think in the whole,
Nice.
maybe in the state, I could be wrong, but yeah, it's one of the first like girl programs through junior high that has its own thing. And
So they're wrestling girls.
usually girls wrestling girls, but there's always those girls who are super tough and grew up wrestling, and they're like, I'm going in the boys, you know, and they're either smacking on them or hanging.
Yeah, I remember when I was 12, I would have definitely tried to been wrestling all the girls.
You would not have.
I'd
you
be like,
say
I'm
that
here to
now.
wrestle her.
No,
In
you
a
would not.
singlet. I'd like to see it. Drew.
I'd have to stuff it probably. You know me, 12-year-old Drew. I would have definitely got into wrestling.
What do you mean you would have? You
No.
didn't.
I didn't, but that's because I was gonna wrestle other stinky dudes. You know, I'm trying to.
There were no girls going out when
No matter if the boys
we
are
were young.
really tough, they don't like it because I mean,
Yeah,
you
If
have
you
the
get beat
chance
by a
of
girl,
losing
they're super
to a girl,
bummed.
which isn't, you know, it's not a.
Yeah.
Oh, it happens.
Get
not
used
a
to it. It
diss.
happens, especially
Yeah.
at that age, because girls are kind of just a little tougher and a little more mature at that age, and so they just really get after it.
And they got something to prove
They-
And
too.
the only ones who are entering into the boys are the really tough ones, usually.
and the girls like to understand like pressure, you know, with their hips and like how to position their body weight to apply pressure differently at a younger age than boys. Boys are just kind of like all over the place, but girls get weight in their hips younger, and they can make those boys work really hard. They're giving them a run for their money. It's really impressive. We have a lot of girls on our Ukai Wrestling Club that are super strong.
That's cool.
Yeah,
So
it's
we
fun.
had
Yeah.
a kid that grew up with Taj, and you know, I don't want to put him on blast, but it's kind of funny.
Do it.
So
Do it,
his,
do
it,
his-
Dylan Miles?
his dad and I used to take Taj and him to all the tough tournaments when they were young. We're like, we can't just stick around here and just, you know, beat up on the local tournaments. We got to go Sacramento,
Everywhere.
and everywhere, Fresno, all these places. And this same girl would be in his weight class every time and just whoop his ass. Like, whoop his ass.
Damn it,
And all
dude.
the other boys, too. So it
Yeah.
wasn't like that bad, but yeah, still, he just every time.
He's showing up.
So
and he's
defeated.
Like, fuck,
Yeah,
she's here again.
exactly.
She wanted
He's in the parking lot, like having a gut check. He's like, God,
he can talk about it, and we can tease him about it more now because she just won the Olympic gold.
Oh, wow.
oh, well, shit.
Yeah.
dog. You're good.
Yeah, you're good.
Don't worry
You're
about
good.
it, dude. Jesus, Olympion.
Yeah.
Wow,
Now he's
dude.
like, I mean, at least I was getting beat up by an Olympian.
Yeah.
So good.
That's awesome.
So are you doing any jujitsu? You have time to do that anymore?
I was going down a little bit, kind of poking my head in on a Friday, and like I'd run into Sammy and a couple of the heads, and I'd be like, "You guys rolling?" And they're like, usually Friday nights weren't roll nights. It was more of the stand up and whatnot, sparring. And he's like, "We will, yeah." And all of a sudden we're getting like a little group together, just me and Sammy roll, and then the Sunday things. I popped in on one or two of those and was like, I'm going to start getting back in here. And then I started coaching wrestling.
Yeah,
And
seems
it's,
Sunday tournaments.
Sundays are tournaments, and then high school tournaments are Friday, Saturday usually. So I'm just like at wrestling all weekend long.
Yeah.
And if there's not a tournament on Sunday, I'm trying to like
Chill.
maybe do some things around the house.
Trying to eat a bowl of cereal and hang out.
Chill. Yeah. Cause
Scratch the dog's belly.
It's really been, it's been nonstop between trying to take care of things at Gateway and coaching and
Yeah.
be a good husband.
You're a great husband, honey.
20-something years later.
You closed your eyes when you said that. Yeah.
Because it was really heartfelt.
Yeah.
I thought she was going to say it was really hard to say.
She looked down and to the left. I mean, yeah, of course. And I was wanting to talk to you about how's the doula. That's what.
great.
How's the doula?
The
The
dou-
doula.
the doula
The
biz.
West Side doula. She's good. She's good. Yeah, it's good. It's fun. It's like one of those things that I feel like so natural doing and so drawn to
I would imagine you're
help.
really good at it. I don't.
Yeah.
I,
She's
I
been
mean,
doing it for 20
for so long. All of
4
our
years
friends,
now.
Really?
Just
all
for
of my
friends and
sister-in-laws, and
I didn't know that.
yes, everybody that would allow people to be in our family and friend group.
I
was
forget
there.
who
They would
told
ask
me.
her to be in the room.
Yeah, yeah.
Somebody told me one time that you were like a monk when you gave birth. I can't remember if it was you or not.
Yeah, I'm a silent
no.
birther
That like
to a certain
You were-
extent.
You know, just check
So-
yourself before you wreck yourself.
I
No, she's great. But I wouldn't
my
say
version of my
silent.
birth
I wouldn't
is
say silent.
like very much in to breath work, right? Because it's an undescribable pain, feeling, pressure, opening. It's like very hard to describe. So breathing is super important. And I am very connected to my body, which most women are. And you just find that rhythm and that cadence and stick with it. And it makes it a lot easier. So I think that I stay really quiet. And then obviously when I'm pushing, I'm
That's what part
primal.
I'm talking about.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
because
it's
you're pushing
supposed to
a human out of your vagina. It is not easy.
I wouldn't imagine
not
so.
easy.
No,
You guys
it doesn't
both
sound.
sound wins.
Yeah, it doesn't sound
That's
easy
some
at all.
doula talk.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
And it's a miracle every time. It's such a blessing to witness. Like, I just am on this high for days
Right.
after I witness a birth.
I mean, I saw my dog have puppies, and that thing gave me a tear. So
Oh,
I can only
totally.
imagine
Yeah.
like a human being.
Totally.
you know?
Hey,
Like they came out in a little sack. I was like, "What's that?"
and then they lick it, and you're like, ew, no.
I was like, "You ate
Don't
it?"
eat it. They're like chewing the umbilical cord. It's very primal. Thank goodness we don't do that.
Yeah. Some
but-
people eat the placenta, right? Are you one of those people?
No, I'm not.
No.
We
No.
saved some for years.
We did, and then we
It's like-
moved.
What were you
and
gonna
we
do with
like
it?
hockey pucked it out into the wilderness and like let some freaking
Circle
Calpella,
of life.
Coyote.
Calpella
fucking chew
coyote
it
just
up.
have superpowers and like
Two bums got in a pot.
Yeah. So stoked on that liver. Dude, I wanted to plant it, but then I'm like, our dogs are going to dig it up. I know they are.
It should be like an add-on at Namaste Cafe. The
Placenta
Just a-
powder.
placenta powder, beet root. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah, don't people put them in capsules?
Yes,
they
they
dry them
do.
and put them
They
in
do.
capsules, and then they
Yeah.
just eat that.
Yeah.
Take those
I would-
capsules.
So I
Something
could look
like that.
into that.
We
I
just
could
didn't know.
potentially.
I wanted to snort a
could
line of
potentially
one.
dehydrate them for my clients.
Wouldn't that be dope?
I don't
You
know.
could start like a whole new
It's a
brand
little
of
side
like
gig.
protein
I could.
powder.
I could.
It's like a
could.
superfood.
Yeah, the hospital asks every client when they are done if they would like to keep their placenta.
drying business.
Baby,
Why not?
Why
Next time we go to
dude,
your
come
house,
on.
they're all hanging down the hallway.
I know I've got kombucha on the counter, my sourdough,
Your
freaking
placenta.
placenta,
That one's almost dry.
Like prosciutto, you're like,
Yeah.
hey, try that.
and I have a bunch of bones that we found from like the kill zone next to our house from the mountain lion. So I've just got like full witch vibes.
You're a fucking witch,
witch.
dude.
I know.
I'm into
Witchy
it. I think
woman.
it's cool.
I think it's cool too.
I would eat
Like a good
placenta.
witch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that's not that
So
weird.
so this
You would eat it?
place-
Totally.
Yeah.
Well,
Like
I
a steak, or like how would you eat it?
I would like to like blend it up, right? With
Ooh, I don't know about
like
that.
a smoothie with some
I don't know
fruit.
about
and-
Just take a little.
I really
maybe
don't
a
know.
little-
It's like, what do you
Have you ever
cook it up
seen
with
one?
Onions or something?
I
don't know
did,
what
yeah.
do,
They look
really.
weird.
You seen one?
They're like dark and alien.
So I would
looking.
probably choose
saw my
if the
dogs.
placenta was really
No, a
healthy
human
looking.
placenta.
I might be down to try it, but some placentas come out and they look pretty tired. You know, they have just housed a baby.
They look like a salmon spawning
They're
upstream,
like-
dude.
they're ready to be laid to rest. You know,
Yeah, I bet that's
so,
true.
you know, but some of them look really like full of life still, and it's
We had a couple doulas when we were doing our home births.
With our
that were
midwife, yeah.
A little more. Yeah, but it was the doulas that were a
know.
little more on that. Like
So
placenta painting, like a tree of life, like put it on a piece of paper and put the cord down, made the little tree
Mm-hmm.
thing. I'm like, we'll take the paper and we remember it. But we ended up with like
But then
tinfoil
years-
placenta
years
freezer
later.
forever. I'm like, what's that? Oh,
This,
yeah,
like-
that damn
Your kid comes home all stoned one day, is trying to eat something out of the fridge. He's all, "Mom,
finds
what's
the
this?
placenta.
That's
Oh
your
my
placenta,
God.
sweetie."
Oh my God. No, I'm not there yet. But at this stage in my career, I'm waiting to hear back from the state with my application to be able to be a provider for Medi-Cal. And then I'll be a provider. I'll apply for partnership next. So not only am I a private pay clients I'll work with, but I'm looking forward to being able to service the Medi-Cal and partnership clients, because I really do honestly believe that everybody deserves a doula.
So explain it to me, because I'm uneducated. What's the difference between a doula and a midwife?
So doulas are non-medical. So we don't make any of the medical, like a doula. Midwife is totally gone through all of the schooling, and they're
Nursing,
equipped
right.
and prepared
To
to
deliver
handle,
babies.
yes, to handle medical situations.
Like if it comes
Like-
out with the umbilical cord around its neck
Sure,
or whatever.
yes. Or if they need oxygen, or if they need, some sort of intervention medically, the midwives are there and they're working in conjunction with the hospitals so they can transfer and make that call if that needs to happen. And doulas are support systems. So we're there to, guide the client, educate the client so that they can make healthy decisions, educated decisions. And then be a support system for them during birth, which, oftentimes we can roll into it and be just full of all the knowledge and educated and ready to go. And you think you are, at least. And then you get into the whirlwind of birth and it all goes out the window. And there's your partner pacing, feeling helpless and not knowing what to say to just ground you and bring you back to your center, to your breath work, to your rhythm. And that's what a doula does.
Do doulas go to the hospital with?
Yeah.
You go to the hospital
Yeah.
with people?
Yeah.
Or at home?
And then we do some prenatal visits, and we talk about birth and what that looks like, and helping them create a birth plan, and whatever their wants and needs are, and then do the birth, and then postpartum work. And I really believe postpartum work is probably one of the most important pieces. Birth is obviously very important, and it's a whirlwind. and it's really great to have support during that. But postpartum is where
What
it's
the fuck
really
do I do
important.
now?
Exactly. You come home,
really good at that.
you're sent home with this baby, and you're just supposed to know what to do.
Yeah.
They don't come with a handbook. It's terrifying, and here's
YouTube.
this new mom. Yeah, sure. YouTube University, of course.
What do I feed this little mother?
But there's so much information out there that it's overwhelming. And then
Yeah.
if you're dealing with the baby blues or postpartum depression, it's a whole nother level of healing that needs to happen. And
Would you say that the doula is more there for the mother?
absolutely.
Yeah, that's how we had Marianne
Oh,
was our
great.
doula
Yeah.
for both of the births.
I love Marianne.
And yeah, she was just like such a support to Jenny, and that like even because Jenny ended up having a C-section with the twins, and Marianne was like right next to her the entire time, and it was so cool. Like I took both of the kids and like went out of the thing, and she just like stayed with Jenny and like was with her, like total support system for the mother and what she's going through, not necessarily for like the babies, although that was part of it too at the aftercare and stuff like
Sure.
that. But that's what I noticed the most was like that connection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Most of my clients are not first-time mothers. But when we were all in our 20s having our babies, we were all learning together, and we had such a big crew of friends that all birthed at the same time. So we were, kind of calling each other and
In the same room
sharing.
all together, or-
No, but the funny story. So
Oh, not at the same time.
no.
Within the same
within the
time
same few
frame.
years. Yes.
Oh, got you.
Yeah, we're all holding hands, breathing together.
Yeah.
No,
I thought it could have been
Carter,
done down here
that's
in this
really
space.
a communal birth. That would be epic, actually. I mean, if we had enough hands on deck to be able to handle all the
You
ladies.
really have to like coordinate that.
I am a coordinator
Yeah.
of life events.
You're
I
gonna
will
have to help
you.
Justin. She's gonna recruit you, dude.
Gateway Mendocino
all her.
birthing,
You're gonna be the-
communal birthing,
Yes,
like
dude.
calling all midwives and doulas in
Yes,
the area.
you're gonna be the vibe daddy, dude. You're gonna be turning up and down the lights and fucking.
I don't
going
know if
and-
our
See, this is
partners
where
would
we-
agree
Putting the
with
plant
that.
from here
This
to
is where
here.
we stay in our lane. Type of thing.
Yeah, right.
But yes, to have a weekend event to teach people and stuff, that would be cool.
Oh yeah,
too.
that
I
would be
really
dope.
do actually want to have like a
Little
doula,
retreats?
social, or just be able to like bring all of us doulas in the community together so that we can meet each other and have each other's backs, because life also happens for us. And
refer to each other.
yeah,
or,
maybe we need to team up. And Quincy Gray has been a super great resource and sweet friend to me to be able to guide me through a lot of this. She's also a doula locally, and you need a partner to be able to be like, oh, what if I get sick and I need somebody else to step in, and I've like been with this client all this time.
Yeah, it's a lot.
know.
You got to be on call too, right? Because you
Yeah.
don't know when things are
Yeah.
going to fire
Also
off.
keeping the dads calm and stuff, which she's really good at as well, and just kind of knowing how to
checking the vibes.
checking
Well,
the vibes.
Yeah, and being able to like be the one to step up to ask the questions in the hospital when sometimes mamas are like a little nervous or don't really understand what's going on. It's like,
An
Yeah.
why are
advocate
you
for
doing that
them.
again? And what is the importance here? Why can this not wait? What's the
Yeah, because they can kind of pressure you to do stuff.
Oh, 100%.
Give your baby
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
stuff you don't want to give it. And so doulas can be there to kind of be like, hey, listen,
yeah? Let's just talk this through.
let's talk it through.
Yeah,
You're an advocate for the mother.
Yeah.
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 And ultimately, obviously, they make their own decisions 100%. But we can, just be a sounding board, sort of.
So I heard the other day that there was a child that was born like on the way to the hospital. And that just seemed so out of date to me. Like we're still giving birth like on the road. Like, isn't there plenty of time and warning for people to like get
yes
to the
and no.
hospital?
Yes and no. Like
It's like
it
on the
just
side of the road in a car?
Yeah.
Like, doesn't that sound like a story our parents would tell us?
Yeah.
Like that's happening
no, that
still?
happens. Oh yeah.
What the
of course.
fuck?
Yeah. Because you labor a long time at home, and then you're like, if your
Whoops,
water
too long
breaks
or something?
at birth is just unpredictable.
Yeah,
You just
I guess
never
so.
know.
And the hospitals will send you home if you're not like dilated to a certain point. And
Totally.
whatnot.
To me, that seems like a win. I'd be like, turn the car around.
Yeah,
dude.
exactly.
They're going home.
You
got a
just
baby.
dodged a fat bill bullet.
Yeah. Fuck, that was easy, dude. I mean, we got to mop up
Yeah.
the back seat. But
So what? I mean, Justin's car
Cost
smelled
less.
like amniotic fluid for a while. My girlfriend, I was a doula
What's it
for
smell like?
Let's not even talk about it.
No, come on, Justin. What's this?
There's not a description
What's
for
this
It's not
smell
like,
like?
it's not
Like
horrible.
placenta?
Does it
No,
smell like-
it doesn't
No,
smell
it
like
doesn't have,
anything.
like-
I just make the ongoing joke because
It has something.
it does not. He's just
Like
all
a little
sensitive.
pee kind of smell?
Is it
No.
kind of
Like a
stick between your
stale kind of pee?
It does.
Birth is beautiful, so I don't want to.
Yeah, but not 4 days later on 102 degree heat.
Yeah.
It's like
No.
pee after you eat asparagus, like that.
I
kinda
was
like-
driving my
No,
girlfriend
it's
to
mostly
the
a joke.
hospital, and her water broke literally like a couple seconds outside of her driveway. And so I just,
And you were driving his
reminded
car?
her- and I reminded her, like, just breathe. She's crying. She's like, oh, great. My water just broke in Justin's car. And we're
More
driving.
worried about when we.
Justin
Yeah.
in
Wait,
the back
when-
of the raincoat.
When a person's water breaks, how much water are we talking about? How much fluid?
Not much.
A cup?
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like
because
much
there's
when
two
it
bags
just-
of water, so there's a little bit, and then the head blocks it, right? So usually when the water breaks, the head goes down and just kind of plugs the rest, and then as the baby is born, the rest of the water comes.
So does the mucus plug come out with the
mean,
breaking of the water?
That comes out
no,
beforehand.
I mean who knows? Like it could come
Did
out.
you know
a little
about this
before, it
mucus
could come
plug
out.
thing?
Yeah,
Do they-
I lost mine at Reggae on the River.
Do they put?
Well, along
Somebody
with the
found
dread.
it with the
Along with the dread. Oh my God, you guys. No, but I almost did. Though. I mean, I
Turned
did
it into a
technically.
joint holder.
It's like snotty, Drew. It's not.
Yeah,
It's not
you
an
don't know.
actual plug.
I was thinking it would be like
Like
you know
a
the-
plug.
Like a crutch.
like cheese you leave in the fridge, but you don't put the bag on tight and it gets dry around the edges.
If you got a crusty plug in your vagina, shit's wrong. Okay, something's weird.
I'm learning. You know what I mean? That's why you're here. I appreciate it.
Jesus Christ.
You know what I mean? When you leave the cheese out of the bag.
No,
and-
we get it. We got
No.
that part. That part we got. Nope, it's not like that.
One of our kids, though, I thought it was the baby's head coming out. So I'm just right down there, and I'm like, oh, it's the head. You know, I can see the head. I'm like, right there. And it just went right in my face, bro. Like, talk about surprise.
You got a little too close too soon,
Thought my
huh?
baby's
You're
head
all,
exploded.
oh no!
It sprayed everybody in the room.
Wow, dude.
Yeah.
That's pretty. Were you concerned that you just blew up your baby?
No, he's like, I got it in my mouth. Oh my God.
I mean, it was straight up like I was right there. I'm like delivered all of our kids.
You're all
so
waiting to catch it,
I'm
and it
like
was
thinking, yeah, I've seen the head crowning before, and like with her, they usually like broke the water. Her water didn't typically break on its own, except for twice.
No, only with Nico.
Yeah.
Only once.
Once.
Oh
Well,
wait,
I would
well with
consider that
Riley,
one breaking
yeah,
on
I
its
guess
own,
it was
too.
a little slight push, and Justin's like just barely touching it, and it was enough to break it. But typically, it's
It was weird.
broken.
It was a weird experience, is what I'm
Yeah.
trying to say.
yeah.
I have it on video, the whole
You were-
thing.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a home birth.
Taj was like, Taj was just little. I think that affected him a little bit.
Yeah, all the kids, I'm sure.
They were all around and in the room and part
Yeah,
of
with all of my births that were at home.
it.
Yeah,
You fucking hit
yeah.
me.
Yes. So, okay, backstory, which is what I wanted to tell you about. So I was at the hospital with my last birth, and one of the nurses there, as a retired nurse, and her grandbaby was just born, and we ran into each other, and she's like, you're, working on all of your doula stuff. That's so awesome. And I was like, yeah, I've, been doing it for a long time. I'm like, I'm sure we've worked a birth before. I just, she's so familiar looking. And she's like, were you part of that? Did you do that birth that was in room 7 around the corner? It had like 34 people in there. And I was like, no, that was actually my birth.
Oh my God.
My birth
Yeah.
with Emma Jean in the hospital. We invited all of our friends so that they could just witness birth, because I really do truly feel like
By we, she means she invited all of us.
I
Sounds like a
feel-
Van Halen dressing room, dude.
Yeah,
34 people.
If I could guess, I would guess you didn't invite too many people.
no, there was half and half, all of his homies and their girlfriends.
They're just all.
No, they were behind the curtain.
They started to think they wanted to like watch birth, and then they were like, nah, bro. Even me.
I thought we were going to see some John, and they don't know,
I
man.
hadn't done any
That thing ain't never
delivered
gonna be
a
the
baby
same.
before, but she wanted to have it at home, but I was like, can we just have the first one where it's like,
I loved our OB, and he wouldn't do it at home.
he was super cool, and he was
Yeah.
like, you guys can do it like it's a home birth, and the birthing center was brand new at the time.
And
so
they didn't
we're-
have any limits on how many guests could be in there
Literally,
until
like,
that.
brand new.
After that,
Right.
But all her
After that,
but
they're
no,
like,
there was a
nope.
ton of your family, aunts
Yeah,
and uncles,
yeah.
and I think
Did everybody applaud after it was done?
oh yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
That's
And then I
pretty cool.
open my eyes and I look around and I'm like, oh shit, everybody's there. I grab my sheet. I'm like,
You're just
I
butt
cover
naked in
up?
front of everybody.
They're all,
Butt
we saw
naked.
your mucus plug.
no, we saw.
Don't you poop too?
Everything. No, I
can.
mean some people do, but I mean it's
Drew,
such a
you told me there was poop.
minuscule amount.
How would I know? I ain't got no kids, dude. You got 3 of them, dog.
I don't know, but I remember you telling me that at some point.
That's what
I mean,
my
it's
cousin told
common
me.
for people. Yeah, there's a baby squeezing
You're
past
pushing.
all of your intestines and your colon and everything, so it's squishing everything around. So yeah,
Jesus,
I'm sure
anything can come out
I'm
there.
sure there's definitely it's common for women, but
God-
it's like the midwives and doctors and nurses are so amazing with just
Pretending
wiping
like it
everything
didn't
away.
Keep it moving.
Yeah.
what's that?
yeah.
No, it's,
Yeah, I mean, birth to me is like the most beautiful.
Yeah.
I am honored to be, able to do this for our community and to be in this role. It's like really, truly my heart
That's awesome.
feels
I mean,
right.
if you think about it, it's really the only reason humans exist. Like, it's such an important foundational factor,
Yeah.
in everything, like birth and fertility and all of that. You look at like ancient symbolism, and all of it has to do with all of that, right? It all comes down to the same. Women are pretty cool. It's pretty amazing that you get to be a part of that.
Yeah, thanks.
So, when it comes to that or weddings, do you have a preference? Is it like,
Marrying them or birthing them?
good one.
I probably at this point am more partial to just the blissed out moment of birth. But I really do love creating the most perfect day for a bride or for a wedding couple, because it's their first biggest thing, and to them it's like so monumental, and it's like the most important. And when everything is flawless, it's like I just walk away just filled with so much pride and so much love, and I get to come home and be so grateful that I've had a successful marriage for 20 plus years, and it just revalidates all of the commitments and the vows, and you're celebrating love. Like, who doesn't love that? If you don't love that, you're an asshole.
And she's really good at dealing with assholes at weddings.
And I'm really good at
so
like
much dynamics always.
there is. There's like
Family
tons of
members
family
and-
gathering. Yeah, I mean, yeah, the dynamics. Like I always say every family has an onion. Every individual has their own onion, right? You peel back layers, and there's different things on each layer. We have our own onion, our family onion. Kids come in with their onions. A whole lot of crying. But really, I love working with that. I love the navigating the different dynamics, because you peel back a little layer and they're a little bit more vulnerable and they're a little bit more open, and then I've got them all hugging by the end of the night and dancing on the dance floor together.
Amazing.
and-
Haven't talked in 30 years.
Wow. God bless you.
yeah,
Yeah.
That's
thanks.
amazing.
I love that.
Yeah.
I go
And-
be her assistant every once in a while.
Nice.
Because, it also
see
comes back to a lot of my couples, which is really sad that this is a trend, but a lot of them do come from broken homes and divorced families, which is very common. And, I really make a point to honor the parents, because without them, these kids wouldn't exist. And that's, to me, like they're like, oh, well, thank you. Even if they're crusty and they're just kind of feeling a little bit out of place and emotionally sort of in a weird space, because they're coming together for this really big thing, and there's pressure and emotions, and maybe they don't want to be there, or they do want to be there.
yeah. And plus, it's kind of like, weddings seem tough because it's like a woman, people get married more than once, but ideally, like, this has like been cooking in her brain for however long, right?
Yeah.
Like, this is the moment. And then
Yeah.
there's all that, like,
tons of pressure.
Pressure and tension that goes with it, and nothing, I don't care how great it's planned, ever goes according to plan. Like, you know what I mean? Things go well, go smoothly, but
It always
You're talking
goes,
to a wedding
It
planner,
always goes
bro.
according to plan if it's planned right.
there you go.
Shit.
If it's planned right, honey.
Word.
Yeah.
But still, I would imagine like,
There is space for human error in little ways. Like,
or just like, it's fucking raining today.
yeah, I mean,
You know what I mean? Or like, you
my
know what I
first
mean?
wedding last year was May 4th, and it torrential downpour, like 1.5 inches. Insane amount of rain. They had a tent. It all worked out. Like, it was fine. We had a rain plan, and everything was moved around accordingly. But the mother of my bride was so disappointed, and she just stood at the edge of the tent and like stomped her foot and was just like scowling at the clouds. And I'm like, if I had a magic wand, I would make it perfect for you. But this is still going to be a perfect day. They had the ceremony outside. It was a light drizzle. They walked in the rain. We aren't made of sugar.
Yeah.
It's
That's
okay.
fine. I imagine that the mother of the bride would be the most difficult person to work with,
Yeah.
generally speaking.
Yeah. Yeah, they can be challenging sometimes.
Want to hear some stories?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That was the setup, dude. Come on.
Okay, so one time this bitch,
No, I don't have any. I really don't get the bridezillas. I don't get the momzillas.
Yeah.
I really don't.
She's been
Yeah.
super,
That's awesome.
Super
Yeah.
blessed with like every time I'm like looking for some dirt or something, I'll laugh.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
she's like, it was so great. And they
You're
were
all,
so
"Damn
bad."
boring.
No, but then she'll
Yeah, I
say,
just like them all.
so and so tried to go here with it and that, and it could have went sideways, and she just like gracefully like,
Yeah.
got,
You're
like,
you're
she's
good
got
at
skills
redirecting.
that. Yeah,
Totally.
yeah.
Yeah. I love what
I'm
I
like
do.
the bus boy when I'm the assistant, so I just watch from.
That's
the
kind
side
of what
and
we do too, babe.
clean glasses and.
Got your bolo tie on.
Bolo tie.
He's all, I don't want to look like a waiter. What can I wear that has some style? I'm like, but then if you have style, then you don't look like service staff.
Right.
So we are
they can
in the
tell
service
when I'm
industry.
just like cleaning trashes. They know. I'm like, yeah, that guy.
Kind of, until one of the drunk aunties like, want to dance?
Yeah.
I'm out there on the floor.
Of course, right?
Yeah, it's really fun. I like it. I'll be your assistant anytime.
Thanks, honey.
How much you paying again?
It's a responsibility,
It's a
sir.
responsibility.
Yeah, it's very
You get dinner.
Maybe I'll go back to doing your laundry.
Yeah.
Please.
Sorry.
Just quit one day.
Really?
It's
Just
all on me.
stopped?
Yeah.
Oh, weird.
The kids do their own too. Everyone does their own laundry.
You just decided one day, like, okay,
Why do I have to do his
I'm
laundry?
done with this. No,
Like-
I didn't. I'm
You
not
don't
saying.
have
Don't
to.
attack me, Val, dude.
just
I'm just
saying, like,
asking the question.
there's no-
When did it stop and why?
I guess just one day. I don't know.
It's like this
One
is
day
the
when you saw
last
them
fucking
drawers.
sock I'm doing. Yeah.
No, it was never for punishment or something. I joked
It's
about
like
it.
your
but
ass is at home every day now. You can do your
Well,
own.
so I guess it started when you were like traveling all the time and you'd have your favorite bag of luggage or your clothes in your luggage and you come home and then you just wash those and then repack your bag and you're out again. So I was like, okay, whatever, do your own laundry. I'm not going to do,
Keep it simple.
yeah.
You know, pretty soon we're gonna have robots for this shit anyway.
Yeah.
So
We
I
already
thought about
have them,
that.
dude.
If so,
we
the real
talked about
question is, if you could clone yourself, would you?
yeah, we talked about this on the last.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, I
this
didn't
was the
hear it.
question. That's funny.
Darn it.
I said no.
He said no.
Oh, really?
I would clone as many of me as I can.
I think I would clone one of me.
Yeah,
I think I would.
Why?
But they get dumber and dumber as you clone them.
Because I would like to have one that could
Riding
just
on
be at
thin
home
ice
and
with me.
handle all my home stuff.
right.
Yeah, but then you wouldn't be experiencing that.
I think I'd be
That's the
okay with
point.
that.
Exactly right. Exactly.
So you want a slave that looks just like you?
And then
Yeah,
they could,
Drew's
they could-
nodding. He's all yes.
Pretty
He got
much.
excited.
I mean, it's
Yes.
happening. It's
Yeah,
already
dude.
happening.
That's crazy.
Would you get jealous of your clone? You know, if your husband came home and the clone was doing his laundry and he's like, hey, you know.
What do you mean,
Val hasn't
doing
done-
laundry?
Hasn't
The
done
clone
my
is-
laundry in a while.
think
Yeah, the
about
clone
that.
is
No.
doing him, dude.
Yeah.
I
You
would
get a clone.
I would just turn her off and be like, okay, sit down.
Oh,
No, you
that's
can't
not
turn
how
her
it
off.
works. It's
No,
not a
yeah.
robot.
That's
How?
a robot.
I know. So can't you turn them off? They're
This is
mechanical.
You're like the wicked stepsister of.
No,
what's her-
I'm just in charge.
What?
And I'm a Leo, so I'm like,
they-
okay.
Yes, but listen, if you cloned yourself,
yeah.
you would also be a Leo and in charge.
Oh.
Both
Yeah.
persons. You know what I'm saying? So
So-
that's why I don't want to clone myself
Yeah.
because I would fight that motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know? I don't
Yeah,
think you'd
I
be
think-
okay coming home
I
and
think
she's
I'd
like doing your
I think
husband
I'd
and you're
like
like,
the. I think I'd like the lesser.
I'm sorry, I didn't know.
yeah, you couldn't know the difference, right? So
Hey, you're
I
on some
think-
Cinderella shit. You're just trying to make her do your sister do
Do
all
my
the hard work.
responsibilities.
Yeah.
Can I get the Walmart budget
Like a
one
mean one.
that's not like bougie and expensive? Like she maybe is just like a little bit more budget that can just do what she's told instead of actually be exactly like me.
Definitely getting canceled.
Yeah. This is why we need robots instead of clones.
Yeah,
we have
robots.
That is a robot. Yeah.
The robot can do the laundry.
That's what she. I think
That's what I meant.
Mow the
Yeah.
lawn.
20 to
We'll
30
just turn
grand
her
and you can
off.
have yourself one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're out there. Think about it.
Isn't that crazy?
You could have
I'm
one
sure there's payment plans.
help you with weddings.
Who just looks just like me.
Yeah.
No, they look like a robot.
Oh, the
The
robot
robots
wouldn't
that
be.
you
Yeah.
buy, how do you put them to work?
They're Tesla robots that you can buy for 20 or 30 grand now and they can do whatever you want them to do.
Yeah,
Did you guys watch the Jetsons?
Yeah.
for sure.
The robot that
Rosie?
got him dressed, brushed his teeth,
Yeah.
got him breakfast. Such a crazy thing. Even FaceTiming back then on the cartoon, I was like, oh, that's so cool. When I was little, I thought that was so
video calls.
futuristic. Yeah.
Now I'm like, why are you FaceTiming me?
Yeah.
Can we just talk?
I love FaceTime.
That's a girl
I
thing.
FaceTime with Emma, but she's all the way in New York. And
Yeah.
so FaceTime just makes us feel a little bit closer.
Do you FaceTime your friends?
Hell no.
Men don't FaceTime
For
each
meetings.
other at all.
For meetings
Well, yeah, like a
sometimes.
Zoom meeting.
Because
sure.
I want to see the expression on their face when they're talking about certain things.
Right. But when you're like driving down, you're like, I wonder what Drew's doing.
I just want to see his mustache.
I just missed your face.
Every
That's
once in a while,
funny.
if I haven't talked to somebody in a long time or whatever, and they're from out of town, but if they're local, I'll just go FaceTime them to their face, have lunch or whatever.
I was talking about that stuff with my wife, because I had to clean out my podcast studio, and she had a woman's. Were you
It
here?
was so lovely.
It was lovely. Well, she tore my whole life apart for that.
Well,
And
Thank you.
And I was fine, right? But
Yeah.
we were talking, and I was like, "What do you guys do? Are you down there like tasting each other's placentas or something?"
Yeah,
dude?
pretty
Justin's all, you guys gonna howl at the moon?
Yeah.
I'm all, yes, we are. I
With
just
like
left
your
it at
tits
that.
out doing
Yeah,
witchy
for
stuff.
sure.
You know what I mean?
All of the above.
And she was saying, she was like, "Oh no, we just were talking about our feelings and how
Yeah.
we're feeling." And I
It was more like a prayer circle, more like just being around like-minded, rad women.
Totally.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about it. I was like, men don't really talk to each other about how they're feeling. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
I
it's-
do with my friends.
Yeah, I do too with my friends.
I don't do that. Why don't we talk about our feelings? You don't talk about your feelings, dude. This guy's full of shit, dude. It's because the camera's
I
on.
always have since we were kids.
You just tell
Actually.
people how
Certain
you're feeling.
friends. Yeah, man, you have to.
I think
I-
that you guys should start a men's circle.
I was thinking, I was like, we need to
Yeah.
have some kind of thing where, like, we shake our balls at the moon and talk about, talk about how we're
There's a
feeling.
whirly bird in there, yeah.
Yeah, how we're feeling.
That's the thing is that we just turn into.
That was what it
it's
would
less
turn into.
serious.
We'd start like wrestling in here or something, dude.
It's a little more. A little more.
So we
people you're tight
did
with.
some Kundalini yoga,
What
which
is
is
that?
amazing. It's like the deep root chakra
Yeah.
activation. So, I mean, guys can do
What was that? Deep
obviously.
Root chakra. I don't know. It's down here somewhere. She
Kundalini,
pointed to.
So Heather, who does
Sound bathing.
yes, and
Bathing?
Kundalini yoga at Namaste Thursday mornings at like 7 a.m. She's amazing, but obviously that type of yoga is for everybody, anybody. But for us, that was just our way of like coming together, doing something together that was really powerful and beautiful and reminding us like who we are and where we are and what we're what path we're walking on, and then sharing. And I think you guys should do the same. You guys should have Christian lead some yoga and have a dude sesh. So nice. You should.
I love it that you guys do that. I think it's
Yeah.
important and it's cool.
Yeah.
These clowns. It's more of a one-on-one. What do you share your feelings? Because one of us is going to turn it into comedy.
I do think it would be cool if there was some like maybe you go to them, but I don't, like men's support group. Or
I
like,
don't go to men's support groups.
where men talk about
He was
like.
pointing at me.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought you said you.
Did I have? Did
I
one
don't
fall
know.
loose?
I thought you
I meant to
did.
go like that. I might have did that. But you know what I mean? Where you like, talk about what it's like to like, experience life as a man. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Because that's a thing.
Because there's
Yeah, I do
a
that.
lot to talk about.
There is.
Frequently.
You do?
Yeah.
Where at AA?
In AA, yeah.
Yeah, but what if you're not in AA?
I was
can
actually
still
thinking the
go.
other day, you should come to a meeting with me
I will, actually.
tomorrow at noon.
Yeah, you still can.
Noon, dude. Don't y'all got jobs or what?
You do get a
It's only
little
an hour out of your day, dude. It's like a lunch break.
Lunch.
There's a little bit of judgment at those things for like the normies. Is what they call them. What do you call them? Normies?
Normies. Yeah.
Yeah. I've sensed it anyways.
Fucking normies.
Yeah,
They're
it's
like-
almost like, yeah, cool, bro, but what do you know?
I'm like,
you're
I
a
just,
normie.
I figured coming here is like going to the zoo. I just want to see what y'all look like.
No,
Yeah, no, you're welcome. There's meetings that are open. I mean, some of them you're not welcome at, but most of them are open AA meetings and anybody can come.
Do I have to talk?
Nope.
All right. I'll just
You don't have to say shit. You
hang
just
out and judge people.
listen. Yeah, that's what I do.
Cool. Well, it's good to have you guys, man.
Yeah,
We
thanks for
love
being
you.
here.
Thank you.
Yeah. Your first guest on the new set, and it just felt good, man.
It's awesome.
I was talking with Emily. I was like, who should we have on? And then she named you guys. I was like, oh, that's it. So,
Of course. And then
Thanks,
Drew was
Sam.
like, hey, what do you think about Justin and Val? And I was like, hell yeah, of course. And then about 15 minutes before I showed up, he was like, oh yeah, Justin and Val are coming tonight. And I was like, oh, that was for real? Like, you didn't text me since last week when you asked me about it.
now you know how my
well,
wife
hey.
feels. Dude.
I was thinking about that on the way over here.
Oh, dude, that is some shit I
this
do to my wife.
motherfucker has got 18 irons in the fire. Doesn't know which
Yeah.
one's burning.
Yeah.
But we pulled it off.
We
We pulled it
did.
off, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here. Where can people find you guys? Doula services, Gateway
Weddings.
Mendocino, weddings, all that
Doula
stuff. What's the
services. I need
easiest
to-
way to get a hold of you guys?
I need to create
Val.
a way. Yes, Redwood Val on Instagram or Facebook, Valerie Capri, and Gateway Instagram.
Yeah, we have the Gateway
and
Mendocino
Facebook.
Instagram, and then we have gatewaymendocino.com. And yeah, we both have.
Buy
just
your
get a
tickets
hold of us.
early.
Yeah.
Dude, seriously, on that.
Can we just throw that out
You
there?
guys realize how important it is for you to go. I was the guy who never bought tickets on Eventbrite ahead of time. And
Yeah,
just
and then
kinda
you text
like,
me
"Ah,
the day
just-"
before and be like, "You got any room on the guest list?"
Yeah, that kind of shit. But now that I'm involved in that side of things, damn it, dude, I'm like sweating. There'd be like 6 pre-sale tickets, like
Yeah,
for the
it's
like
ridiculous
3
around
days
here.
before, and then you'll get like a decent amount. But most people just pay at the gate, and that is really difficult as a event producer. And yeah.
Get your tickets.
Yeah, you don't know how
folks.
much chips and dip to have.
You don't know a lot of you got to know if you, what kind of staff
much
you
punch and
need.
pie?
You don't know any of it, So
Yeah.
if you can, buy your tickets ahead of
No,
time.
you
Come
can.
hang out with us.
can. You can.
We're
You
a
can.
good time.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you, you guys.
Love you
we
guys.
love you.
Yeah.
All right, folks.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Fun.